this open.
Are you going to introduce your guest?
Anyway, so this is my guest, Harry. Would you like to know or let them know your last name?
Whatever.
Doesn't care, doesn't matter. Anyway, if they can see me. Yes, here we go. Back to the supporter of mental disabilities and illnesses. I don't quite remember our last video. As you know, we are supporting around the world everybody who has and struggles with
any form of mental health.
Any form. It is a struggle daily and nightly. And if you can't see that, you are ignorant. And that is just not cool.
And we are trying to uplift. Just make a scenario turn into the best.
Yeah, you got to smile with it, and you just have to run with it, man. Because if you don't, you will just die.
Fall.
You will just not be good. So anyway.
Is this curse free?
No, it's not curse free, man.
Fuck it.
This is a free channel. You can do and say whatever you please. This is a mental space for everybody to roam freely. Anyway, let me scoot in here where you can actually see me. So, Harry, I wanted to ask you a couple questions. Given you are a little bit older than me, growing up, when did you notice that you had some differences than other people?
My mom always told me. Ever since 7 years old, I collected disability. I was born with Asperger's, which makes me a genius. How that's a disorder makes me also think about the word disorder means not in order, but in order to whom is the question. Minus that. Your question was? Oh. So my mom would always say I have, learning disabilities and all these other problems. Yeah, my handwriting, I have a writing disability called dysgraphia, which means I can't write. Well, it's worse than a doctor's signature. That's just for regular writing.
Doctors can't write for shit, and I don't understand how they can prescribe anybody anything when they can't.
9 times out of 10, the pharmacist got called a doctor is just to verify what they said was what they thought. Because imagine giving somebody a prescription for extra strength Tylenol, and they give them something for, penis enlargement, and it's a woman.
Right?
Just.
That's some crazy scenarios. Anyway, so you believe it was at an early age that you realized that you had...
Well, even in my own perception, based on not what people would tell me, but more along the lines of, I would see myself different. I would always see how people think. I don't see people. I see brains inside them.
Okay.
I don't see people. I see a person who's like I am. Human. Either male or female.
Right.
Well, I'm obviously male. There's no question there. But my point is, I would see them looking and viewing and valuing things different than I did. Right. At a very young age, I learned how to sell things. I think it was like first grade, maybe even kindergarten. I set up a robbery at the PTA. And if anyone doesn't know what a PTA is, they either do book runs or book sales, which they got a whole bunch of things. I took one of each. And I was like kindergarten. I brought a razor to school in kindergarten and got suspended. I don't know. I did things that you don't think of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I was different. But I also got a lot of attention because I was so me.
Right.
Next question.
When you started taking medication for it, did you... It's kind of hard to ask this question in a certain form because it has a lot of forms to it. Did you like the medication necessarily? Because did it help you, or did you fight it?
From being in a young age in the mental health system, when my first hospitalization was 7 years old, when I got in really hyper, ran around the house, and my grandmother came out of her room, and the way the house was set up, I bumped into her. My mom thought I pushed her. She couldn't speak, so I got arrested. They couldn't hold me in jail. It was too small. They brought me to a mental hospital. So that was my first time being prescribed medication. Now, from that point on, I didn't notice, I can't remember that far on, the effects it had.
Yeah, so medication really does have an effect on the brain, man, especially
Well, I can't blame that on medication. I smoke a lot of weed.
Not entirely.
But I can't blame that at all because there's no proof behind that statement.
Okay.
Now, does the medicine help or not is based on each candidate that takes it.
Okay.
For a doctor to prescribe medication is just as a person with mental health. A doctor to describe it has to plug and play like a computer. Poof, poof, try this, try that, and hopefully it works. If not, we have this. If not, well, shit, you're fucked.
So guinea pigs.
No, because that's what surveys are for, when they pay you to test this and let you know these are possible. However, just because a chemical imbalance is what mental health is underlined. That's its basic bold print is in something mentally irregular from normal. All right, society. Now, if you want to know what I feel doctors' point of view in medication is, depending on repeat offenders, like, hey, I've been coming here to the hospital my whole life. A regular psychiatrist, they need to know the person. They have to get to know the person.
Yeah.
Now, if the person comes in and says, all right, I've been in this, just know it might change. All right? Because they want to feel you out. Now, the point of this is the brain is the most powerful thing in the human body. It functions the human body. All right? People who claim that a mental disorder is negative is only because it's stigmatized. For instance, where I'm from, Broward County, the Parkland shooter was blocks down the street from me, but he had a mental health background and the system failed him. Not to quarantine his actions, but to say that, if he had the help, he was... A lot of the mental health system is a money-making system, just like anything in this world that makes money. Any dilemma or problem that can have a solution but never really see results, but very few, and those get magnified. That's any system that magnifies money, alright? So the people who are in the business, I'm not saying they don't care, but the people in mental health 9 times out of 10 don't care themselves.
Right.
It's like sending an addict to rehab, but they don't want to quit. There's a difference. That's the lifestyle you learn. With medication, a medication won't change you. Medication is a crutch for you to walk with ease, to make you walk easier. Alright, the point of mental health is, alright, the medication that I've done and I've been on since a young age and swapped and changed, I would always know what to say, what not to say, and how to talk to a doctor for my treatment at a young age. My mom taught me that. She's got some really bad health concerns, so it's a shout out to my mom. Her name's Anita. Anyways, I feel that medication, like when they want to give me Seroquel and things that will put me into a zombie state, to me that's just, you give that to a person who has schizophrenic outbursts and rages. You don't give that to a person who's going through depression because you don't want to hear them complain. And that's the system. The system mutes the problems.
Yeah.
They don't fix the problems.
You don't want to sedate someone.
They want to know how to close the story, rather than solve a case. You got a lighter?
Yeah. And I do got an ashtray, so hold on. But anyway, I didn't want to go on about this topic too long. I had another question. Another one is about school and mental illnesses and how they treat people with mental illnesses. And how do you think that they treat people with mental illnesses rather people with that they don't classify them with mental illnesses?
Let me grade this or rate this or describe this in a different context but similar relation. Society. Alright. Growing up, I can only speak for my generation, which looking and overlooking from my generation are 2 different scenarios. In my generation, it wasn't as common and predominant as it is today. For instance, my parents' generation, it was rare. Alright, I see how it's getting stronger.
Right.
Now, if anything is not in the correct views of the one diagnosing, or they feel different views on your beliefs, makes you automatically wrong and have some form of disorder.
Right.
Everybody in this world has something wrong. Nobody is perfect. We're not God. Now, that's for your own, breakdown. However, I believe being challenged with the problems of mental health is its own reward. Right? I don't feel that in any way what I'm labeled defines me. Right? They have groups called NAMI. Shout out to NAMI. They have this National Mental Health Awareness Coalition, whatever it is. Sorry for that. But it's like an AA meeting for people with mainly bipolar and mental health problems, and I recommend that to anybody who needs to get out there and talk to somebody, because they will listen and have answers. All right, living with a mental health problem. Growing up, I realized that, well, if you're not crazy, you're not accepted. The crazy is the new norm. You know, when they say you got a mental illness, yes, jackpot. Now I can be famous. Anybody in the industry got one.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter. Half of them borderline personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know to find who's who.
Right.
When you're at the top, you're lonelier. Not because you're not getting the attention you want, but not getting the attention. I'm sorry. Not because you're not getting the attention you seek, because you're not getting the attention you want.
Right.
You know, and the point is, you know, you can use any label or problem or concern to make you a stronger person, a better person, able to accomplish things that you never saw you could.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
So our next question is, I wanted to incorporate, well, it's not necessarily a question, I wanted to incorporate some music into our video and share some insight into mental health. And we understand that we're both some musicians and can come up with some stuff off the top of our heads.
Drop me a beat.
Alright, let's do that. So, do you want a basic kit? You want this hip hop with the bass?
Drop me a beat.
Alright.
What's the challenge without the chow?
Alright, ready?
Okay. Let's discuss MH101. Get it until it's done. I get it until I won. I ain't stopping, I don't think I'm dumb. If you talk about it, you got a problem, but I came in one. Fuck, the camera started calling bitch like Da Vinci. I mean Caesar, now I'm on it. Fuck, it became a crown, now I'm crowned it. I got a way I go like it's hydroponic, but I smoke a little to ease my mind. And I don't change the medication to give me. I'm just doing this like it is a kidney. And well, I can't speak. But the damn beat just be changing too much that I be thinking like, breakfast was good, I ate too much. Shit. Let up a bowl, take another lunch. I've been there and I'll be back. I just stopped like I'm on a hip hop beat with feedback. And I ain't gonna stop until I talk that and receive that. No hairline when I mean that. I just do me and I be that. What they talking about, they can't be that. I'ma be me and B flat. I'ma be me and B major. I ain't stopping, I'ma be a major. Fuck what y'all be talking about, man, I'm out of creation. I'ma slow down the beat and just Tyler the Creator. Fuck it, I ain't eating no roaches, but where they at? It's time for smoking. No joking, I take it like music with Clay Aiken. This nigga cook mad good bacon and fuck it. I bring it up back. I don't know sometimes where my mind be at, but I be whack when I be whack, but then I'm not really whack, cause I am in fact a master manipulator and debater. I could argue with you and tell you any problem you think. I don't really know what the fuck you been drinking. I be moving me like I move mountains, and I ain't stopping cause I'm too profound. I'ma move me how I'm moving mountains. I'ma move me how I'm moving mountains. I got all of them girls shouting, they want me and I'll get to vote them. I ain't gonna stop and vote me, I'll vote them. I'ma get them when you can just suck on my scrotum. Wait, if this is for the kids, then stop that. Put a beat back on the top that. Maybe just the top half. Okay, that was that.
Alright.
So
thank you guys for watching. Come back to the supporter of mental illness and disability. Who's that message from?